In today's live stream, we are talking about TubeBuddy, and specifically, I'm going to be talking about TubeBuddy Legend because a lot of people use TubeBuddy, and I know that when I started my YouTube channel, it was one of the first things that I set up, in fact, because I knew that it would be a great help with my channel. But I did start on the lower tier, and to be honest, I was sleeping on the other tiers. So I wanted to just go through basically what the sort of differences between the different tiers are, and then go through some specific features of those second and third level tiers that I think people may find useful. But first of all, I thought I'd talk about, well, what exactly is TubeBuddy and where can you find it, and sort of what is the UI, the user interface of TubeBuddy, because it sort of really becomes a part of your YouTube studio. There's stuff that you can do on the web as well, but it does sort of become, as I say, just a part of the YouTube studio interface. So let's have a little look, shall we, at the YouTube Studio interface that I'm talking about. By the way, all of today, I'm making this with Ecamm Live, and I shall stick my little link up at the bottom. So this is being made with Ecamm Live. Where is it? Over that side. So if you want to get a free trial of Ecamm Live, go to takeonetech.io/ecamm. And today we're talking about TubeBuddy, and so I've got my TubeBuddy link down there as well, takeonetech.io/TubeBuddy. So if you want to get your free trial and then play along at home, that's the place to go. And I'll be talking about this one just down here, my Ecamm Live Masterclass, a little bit later, because that is part of what has spurred me on to make this video about TubeBuddy, with something related to my Ecamm Live Masterclass. But anyway, I digress. Here we are in the user interface. This is the YouTube Studio, I should say, and you'll see that there are different places where you'll see this little TubeBuddy icon. So this is the TB, the little TubeBuddy icon, and so we've got a menu up here, and it just sort of appears, you know, much like any other button that you've got on YouTube Studio. So we've got the create button there where you upload your videos or schedule your live streams or whatever. And we've also got this one here, which is the little TubeBuddy menu. And this brings up this menu. So that's one place that you can access it. And I'll be going through these different places that you can access it as we go through the live stream. But I'll just show you some of the other places where you might find TubeBuddy popping up, because it does really sort of embed itself into the YouTube Studio experience that you have. So next up is if I go over to the content section, you've got over here, you've got some tools up in here related to the uploads, and TubeBuddy really becomes, for me, it was kind of like when I was starting out, it was certainly acted as my upload coach. So it would give me little checklists and things like that related to my videos to tell me what I needed to do. And in fact, that's another place where you'll find the interface. If I come into my uploads, so when I'm uploading a video, you've got this whole window down here that gives you a little checklist. And you can see here, this is a little TubeBuddy thing that's popped up as well. So you can skip between different videos to easily access your videos that you want to edit. But you've got this little checklist here for best practices. And it's just giving me little cues of things that I might want to consider doing, like adding info cards, adding my own custom captions as opposed to the auto-generated ones, getting a like on Facebook, so sharing it on Facebook, and adding tags into your title. Oh, naughty me, didn't add tags into my title. So there's little things like that. Those are the ones that are left to do, by the way, and you can see that I've completed 7 of the 11 best practices. So here you can see all the ones that I've already done, and it's related to, you know, getting your descriptions the right length, the titles the right length, the tags that you're using, and all that sort of stuff. So it really is your sort of like upload coach, really. And we'll be coming on to different tiers and pricing and so on. So that's another place where you've got it. You can see here, create a thumbnail. You've got this little TubeBuddy icon there. And then you've got other stuff related to tags. So this is the YouTube tag interface, but we've got other ones down here. I'll go through all of these in a little while. But basically, you can see that I'm just showing it is really sort of embedded into the user interface. You've also got it in the analytics. I think it's in the engagement section or audience section. You'll find some things in here. Maybe it's in engagement. Oh, actually, that's because that is for that specific video. But anyway, I'll come to those a little bit later. The fact is, it is really sort of embedded into the whole interface of YouTube Studio. So you do just feel like it is an integral part of your experience. So before I start diving into specific features and things like that, it'd be good to just have a look, I think, at the different pricing tiers. And this is where I got a bit of a surprise today because it's a bit cheaper than I am currently paying. So you've got basically 3 levels. There is the Pro level, there is the star level, and there is legend. I like how they start with pro. Usually you've got like star to intermediate and pro. They just start with pro and then star and legend. So I am currently on the legend level because obviously I am a legend. So I felt that was fitting. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. But what I've noticed is I'm paying $49 a month for this. And today when I went and checked, it's $21.20. So as I say, I've sent an email to them to ask, like, is this just a special discount that they got running for a certain time? Or is this the new price? But whatever the case, I'll give you a little spoiler. I mean, the whole sort of clickbait title of this video is legend level worth it? And for me, it's worth it at $49. So if you want to just switch off now, feel free. But it was worth it at $49. At $21.20 a month, it is an absolute steal. And that is if you pay for 1 month at a time. If you pay for it on an annual basis, does that change? Let me have a little look. It should update that, shouldn't it? Hang on a minute. Seems like it's not... There we go. Oh, I beg your pardon. So it's $26.50 if you pay for it monthly. It is $21.20 when you pay for it annually. But so let's say monthly, $26.50, definitely a steal. So what I'll do is I'll just come down and have a look at some of the different levels. There is a free version as well, so you can try it out obviously for free. But then these pro levels, you get some extra features. And so what I'll do is I'll cover off some of the pro level features because that's at really at $3 a month. And I think that they still do this. If you've got less than 1,000 subscribers, before they did it for half price, although that already looks like it might be that lower price, I'm not sure. But yeah, certainly when I started out my channel, when I had less than 1,000 subscribers, I think it was, for me, it was like $5 or something, and then it was half price, it was $2.50 or something. So whether that still applies to this new lower price that I'm seeing here, I'm not entirely sure. But either way, $3 a month, and you get all of these features. So what I thought we'd do is actually go through and have a look at, now that we've had a look at the pricing tiers. Alec, remember to click your slides. I thought we'd have a look at specifically some of the pro features. So when I say they're pro features, it's basically whatever of the paid plans you've got, you're going to see some of these features that I'm going to talk about now. The first one is that thing that I just talked about. So the upload checklist. So if I come into one of these videos again, and this was so valuable to me, certainly when I was first starting out my channel. It was, not really knowing exactly what to do, what do I need to put in, how long should my descriptions be, all that sort of stuff. It was just like a little checklist to remind me. And as I say, it sits over here on the right-hand side of your sort of upload area or your editing area, and it'll tell you what you need to do. So add info cards, add captions. And by the way, there are little shortcuts here as well. So if you're going to add info cards, for example, you can create templates in TubeBuddy and apply a template. There are get a like on Facebook. So there's a little sharing thing down here. So it's not just a sort of checklist. There's actually actionable links in here that you can click on to sort of help you as well. The other thing that you've got down here, so there's one here that says add tags to your title. So that's making sure that you've got things in your title and in your description that match the tags that you've got. I'll be honest, I have not been paying quite as much attention to tags as I once used to. I did used to go and really fill out the tags section. So in YouTube videos, you've got this area here for tags. And you've also got this TubeBuddy section down here. So this is another feature where, and I'll come on to the issue about tags in a moment. This is another feature where if you've created a load of tags for a particular video, like say if you're like me and you make loads of videos on Ecamm Live, or you make loads of videos on Stream Deck, or whatever it happens to be, you might have a load of tags that you're going to use regularly. Well, if you've created a whole series of tags in here, you can just actually, here we've got a TubeBuddy section. So this one with this little TB next to it, you can tell that's a TubeBuddy section. You can just actually copy all of these tags. But then when you next come to make a video, you can actually import tags as well. So if I click on import, you can see here I've got various different lists of tags, and in each of those it's got these pre-made lists. So these are the names of my lists down here, and these are the actual tags that I'm going to be putting in. And so what you do is you just click on the insert button, and it will just go and you'll actually see it sort of populate this with all the tags. So it's a real time saver if you're making content consistently on similar sorts of topics that you want to add the tags into. Now, as I say, I had a bit of a misunderstanding of tags when I first started. I would try and put all sorts of tags related specifically to the topics that I was covering and things like that. And I think I put it quite high up on my my priorities list. However, I don't think it's quite as important, and it actually tells you here, tags can be useful if content in your video is commonly misspelled. Otherwise, tags play a minimal role in helping viewers find your video. So they're actually telling you there that it's not actually a major, a major thing. They're actually telling you they can be useful if your content is commonly misspelled. So I do try and now use it for those sorts of things, for misspellings, where you want to add a tag in that's going to catch the misspelling. But otherwise, tags play a minimal role in helping viewers find your video. So there you go. YouTube are actually telling you there. And I never noticed that. I think it was on, I forget whose stream it was now, who mentioned that first. D Nimin, I think it was, that I learned that from. He mentioned that. And so, yeah, he just pointed that out, and it's been there in plain sight all along. And I hadn't spotted it. So there you go. So that's a little bit about tags. But in any case, you can create these tag lists. So if you do have all of, lists of commonly misspelled things related to your topics and stuff like that, you can just sort of import them from there. There is also a translate feature there as well. It's not one I've tried actually, but thinking about it, translating your tags and having foreign translations of the things that you're covering might be a great way to help people find it if they're not actually searching in their if your video is not in their native language, obviously. Let's have a look at some of these other features though. So that's basically on this sort of homepage. Oh, and by the way, when you are doing tags, you've got this secondary box down here. So this is the one where you can load and save tags. But down here, you've got these recommended tags to consider adding if relevant. So TubeBuddy, based on your description and your existing tags, will be suggesting these other tags, and you can search by relevance, by keyword score. So it is going to do a little bit of work to find out what the relevance of the keywords are that you are using in your descriptions and things like that, or you can sort them by search traffic. So where you're getting, whoops daisy, press the wrong button there, meant to zoom in for you, or related to search traffic related to your video as well. So that is the last sort of part of the TubeBuddy interface that actually fits into your your upload page basically. So let me come back, because there's another couple of things here that are still basically on all of the paid level plans. You get all of these features that I'm talking about at the moment. So if you come into the little TubeBuddy icon just up at the top here, you've got a couple of things. You've got the SEO Studio, which is something, I'll be honest, I haven't actually used this a huge amount, but this is basically for improving the SEO of your descriptions and your titles. So if I was to type in something in here, like Ecamm Live, one of my favorite topics for my videos, and then what you can do is you could, obviously there I've just got the title and description, but you could actually paste in, whatever your title is, or try a new title. So Ecamm Live new features, for example, and then it will then go and work out the SEO score, and then I could go and put in a full description and things like that, and then it is working out basically, whoops a daisy, do you know what, I moved my Stream Deck buttons around the other day and it's catching me out. Meant to zoom, and so it is basically working out the SEO score of your titles and description, and then you can come on here. So if you click on next, then you can go in and put in your tags, and so you add in all your tags and thumbnails. So you can see from that search here, it's also going to pull up anything else that is sort of relevant. So you can actually do a little look through here, and got some other people's videos that have popped up, so you can see where this these search terms, or these terms that I'm using, are actually featuring in other people's videos, and so you can see then how it compares basically to other people. So that is this, and then you also go to apply to video. So if you were in a particular video and you wanted to apply all of this, then you would click on that one to go to do that. So that's kind of the SEO Studio, is to do a bit of research. I'm not going to save that. A bit of research on for SEO. Now, on a sort of similar note to that, you also get the Keyword Explorer. And this is a bit of a similar interface, but here we're just going to put in a keyword, Ecamm Live features, and explore this one. And what this is doing is this is searching for these as, again, as keywords, but it's going to give you this basically this score for the keywords that you're using, and then it will tell you in terms of the search volume, so how many people are searching for it, the competition weighted, so how good this is based to target for your specific channel, as it says, based on the search volume. So and then comparing that to other competitors that are using these sorts of terms, and then optimization strength. So that's the number represents how well optimized the top ranking videos are for the search phrase. So that's actually looking at the top ranking videos and seeing how well they are optimized and comparing that. So this is the keyword explorer. So that's again something else you get on the regular standard version. So I'm going to do videos actually on all of these features in depth, but for the time being I just want to move on to the higher level paid features. There's one more though that I will just mention, which is if you come into your analytics, this is another place where they feature. If I go into, I think is it engagement or audience? No, it'll be audience. And this is going to tell you, this one down here, it's got the recommended upload time. So over here, you've got this built-in YouTube one, which tells you when your viewers are on YouTube. And it gives you this sort of like graded pattern for the days, Sunday to Saturday, and then the time, midnight to midnight. And so it's showing you by this these sort of highlighted bars here when your viewers basically are online, and so giving an indication of the best time to upload. This one here though is a TubeBuddy add-in, so an addition that you get with TubeBuddy, and it's a lot more precise, or rather direct I should say, about it. It's just saying for uploads, here are the times that you should upload. And for the live stream, and the absolute best time here is Friday at 11 p.m. for me, that is. And then here, the live stream time, the best time is Wednesday at 2 a.m. So, and it's 5 a.m. here now at the moment, or 5:30. So I probably won't be live streaming at 2 a.m. That's just a little bit early. But in any case, it's just a lot more direct, and you just get a really clear picture of what is the best time to be uploading and to be live streaming. So I really like that. So these are, as I say, features that you're getting on all of these different levels. So I want to talk about something now which is specific to those two higher levels, the star level and the legend level. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is scheduling. So this is quite interesting, and it took me a while to sort of realize like what's the difference between this and the scheduling that you get built in YouTube, because obviously you can schedule videos in YouTube. So I didn't really initially understand the sort of significance of this and why you might want to do it. So let me come back into my YouTube studio, and I'll come over here. You'll notice that where we've got all of our content, so this is where all of my videos are sitting. Shall I zoom in on that a little bit? Is that a bit small for you? Sorry. Here we can see we've got this little TubeBuddy icon here that sort of pops up next to every video, and we've got some more actions that we can perform in here. And having zoomed in, now it is cropping off the end of it. So what I'm talking about here is these scheduling tools here. And the first one is schedule publish. And you might think, well, we can do that in YouTube anyway. So what is the benefit of doing this here? What's different about it? And there's a couple of things. First of all, if you have a video that you've got as unlisted, then even if it's unlisted, it will still appear in any playlists that you've got it set to be in. So you may want to have a video that you're not quite ready to go live with, but you want it there, sort of ready and uploaded, but you don't want it to appear in those playlists. And so this has the ability to add it into a playlist after it's published. Another reason why you might want to have it sort of as unlisted but not private is because you may want to add a comment in. So what I've learned from another Nimin, Nick Nimin, was talking about the idea, in fact, was it him? No, it may have been someone else now I think about it. Was talking about the idea of actually having pinned comments in your videos as another potential call to action. So having, you know, things in your description. So like in my description, descriptions, obviously you'll find links to various different things. So either my affiliate links or my links to my Ecamm live course, things like that. They're all down in there. Well, another way to do that is to have a comment, so that when people are looking at the your video on YouTube, they're seeing not just your video, but then they're seeing the description, obviously, and they'll see the first 3 lines of that. But if there's a pinned comment, then they'll also see that. And so that's another opportunity to have a sort of call to action there for people to click on when they're watching your video. And all of this is about really monetizing a channel outside of YouTube monetization, because the YouTube monetization is not going to necessarily pay the bills, certainly not when you are starting out, or if you haven't got millions of subscribers. Certainly I haven't, so so there you go. But there are other ways to do that, and so having these calls to action is the way that you might want to do that. So one thing that they were talking about there, or Nick was talking about, was that you can, and I think I might be giving the wrong accreditation there, it might have been somebody else now I come to think about it, but one of the things they were talking about was publishing the video but making it private, but you can't comment on something until it is public. So then you would or public or unlisted, so then you'd have to make it unlisted momentarily while you go in and add your comment in, and then you make it private again until you're ready to upload it and it's finished processing and all that sort of stuff. Well, what you can do in here, as you can see, is we've got these options. So you can change the privacy from public or unlisted, but you can also add it to a playlist, as I've mentioned, because you want to do that maybe after it's been posted, so that it doesn't, so that if it is unlisted, it doesn't feature in there. But also add a comment at the time of publishing. So here you can actually add that comment. You would still have to go back in and pin that comment, but still you've added it in at the time of publishing. So that is just another little shortcut for that. Now back into the scheduling again, because there's a couple of other things here that you might want to do. You've got also sunset video. So that is if you want something where you basically want it to, after a certain time, you want to take it down. Maybe it's about an event or something like that, and it's something that you feel like, well, maybe this needs to come down at a certain time. I haven't got into sunsetting any of my videos, but I probably should, because some of them have got information that's out of date. So it's a case of trying to figure out the best way to do that. But certainly for some things, like I say, that are time specific, you might want to sunset them. Whoops-a-daisy, and you can do that in here as well. So let's have a little look at what else you've got in here. There's one other thing. So then you've got this scheduled video update as well. And here you can basically update the title and you can update the description. So I'll be talking about this a little bit later actually, but you'll notice in my description of this video, I talk about a special offer on my Ecamm Live Masterclass, just down here, ecammlivemasterclass.com. And if you use the offer code LIVEMARCH in March, you'll get 25% off. I've also got that offer code in the description. So I could have it that actually at a certain time, it's going to update this and actually remove that offer code when the offer code is no longer valid. So that is one way to do that. I'll talk to you about another way to do that a little bit later. But that is 3 different things related to scheduling. And you can change the tags. You can change the thumbnail look here as well. So if you want to update the thumbnail, you could have a particular thumbnail that's talking about whatever it is or related to some special offer or something like that, and then have a new thumbnail uploaded at a later date. So I'm really interested to sort of think about this. It's not a feature that I've really used that much, to be honest. When I say not that much, I have never used it. It's only recently that I've sort of been thinking about ways to really try and optimize everything I'm doing on my YouTube channel, because I felt like for quite some time I was just basically doing the same thing. Although cranking out videos, I wasn't really as focused on trying to optimize everything. So I'm a lot more focused on that now. So I'll be considering how to potentially use this. So that was scheduling. As I say, this is not just available on the legend level. This is also on that second tier, the star tier as well. But next up, I'm going to talk about bulk editing. This is a really interesting one, and there's a part of this that I've completely separated out into its own unique section because it definitely requires it, I think. So let's have a look though. Bulk and miscellaneous tools is just up here. So what we want to do is click in this little drop down here, and we've got another little list of things that we can do. That's funny. There we go. It's all showing now. So you've got this bulk and video processing, and you've got bulk cards and bulk end screens. So I'll talk about these ones down here first. So first of all, the cards. So those are the little things that pop up in the top corner where, you know, check out this other video and it's in the top corner. You can do all sorts of things with here. So you can actually copy. So here, if I click on this one, it will load a load of my videos. I could click in a video and then it will search for all of the cards that are in there. As it happens, this one has none in it. But if you did have these cards in there, you could copy them all. You can do bulk updating and you can also bulk delete cards. Now, this is another one where I've sort of changed my approach to it because I think I was a little bit ill-educated at the beginning, and I was just trying to, you know, if I was speaking about something, I would always put the card in. So I'd say, you know, oh, I made a video about this or whatever, not necessarily intentionally trying to pitch those videos as such, but if I mentioned a video, I would always put the card in. But then I heard some people wiser than me saying that really try to keep cards limited to like the last 20% of your video, or at a place where people are dropping off. If you look in your retention analysis, then you want to have something there. But what you don't want to be doing is in the middle of a flow of something where you've got really good engagement, actually getting people to click off your video, which obviously makes sense. So, and we'll be coming into retention analysis a little bit later so that you can be really intentional about where you're putting these cards, so that if there's a point where people are potentially dropping off, that's the time to maybe give them an option to go somewhere else rather than just off your other video. So that is the bulk cards. You've also got the same with, and I'm still yet to understand how that would be totally useful to apply these cards like en masse to videos, because surely they need to be relevant to what you're talking about. I'll report back on that one. But you've also got here bulk end screens. And this is the, you know, check out these videos next sort of thing where you've got the videos that pop up and or the subscribe button or whatever it is. Then here you can do the same sort of thing. So copying the end screens, I've created some end screen templates as well. That's another thing you can do in TubeBuddy, by the way. So if you have common things that you talk about, so you know, I've got one here for Ecamm Live and Stream Deck, my two most common topics that I have for my videos. So I always want to link to like my Ecamm playlist and the popular video, or my Stream Deck playlist and the, you know, the best for the viewer, whatever it is. So I created these templates so that when you're actually going through that process of uploading your video, you can just say, right, I want to use that end screen template, and know that it will put those videos in. Although this is another thing that I've changed slightly. I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional about actually linking to a specific video, and rather than having that long goodbye that I used to have on my videos where I say, right, everything's over, show's over, and then like a minute and a half, 2 minutes later, I'm saying, oh, by the way, click on this video. So now I'm trying to just actually run straight into the video and have it as part of the core video that links straight into the next one. So I've got to just get a little bit better at that. But this is the bulk end screen, so you can update them and you can also delete them as well. So if you'd got something that was not relevant, or linking to a playlist that wasn't relevant or something like that, then that would be where you would do that. So before we move on, I should just say, obviously, if you are finding this useful, then don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. But yeah, definitely hit that like button, because it tells YouTube that of all the people watching it, a proportion liked it, and so it will help with the channel. So definitely hit that like button if you have not already. So let's move on though and have a little look at overlays. And this is not the overlays I'm normally talking about in Ecamm Live. This is actually thumbnail overlays. This is, again, something I've not used myself too heavily, if at all, but it appears in here, thumbnail overlays. And what this allows you to do is, guess what it allows you to do? It allows you to add some form of image overlay over the top of your thumbnails. So this might, again, be something where you want to highlight, you know, like a special offer or an event you're running or something like that related to a specific video or group of videos. And you can just come in here. So what do you want to do? I want to either add an overlay or remove an overlay. So let's say add an overlay, and then you would just upload the image or the URL for an image, and then click continue, and then you'd get to choose where you want to apply those, and it would apply this basically over the top of your existing thumbnail. I think this is really cool, and it's something I've not actually used, but I'm definitely going to be thinking about interesting ways to use that to have, you know, like if you're running a special offer or something like that, you might just want it on the thumbnail or an event or whatever it is. So really interesting concept, that thumbnail overlays. And again, all the stuff I'm talking about now is either the start or the legend level. The next one is find and replace. And this is the one that actually caused me this week to decide, you know what, I'm going to do a video all about TubeBuddy this week, because it saved me a bunch of time. And this is, again, in this bulk and miscellaneous tools section. You've got this one here, find and replace text. I've talked about this before on the channel a couple of times, I think, at various points. But this is really great because what you can do is, as it says, find and replace text. So what you can do is you can find any text and replace it with any text. You all know what find and replace is. The way that I use this first of all, and the thing that actually got me into TubeBuddy Legend, although this is a star feature rather than Legend, so it's actually that second tier, is I went through and added in all of my Amazon affiliate links to my descriptions, because I didn't have them in before. I just had a few random links, or not random, but my my Ecamm affiliate, my Buy Me a Coffee link, and all that sort of stuff. Speaking of which, you can always go to buymeacoffee.com/. In fact, you know what? I think that link might be broken now. Oh no, that one's all right. buymeacoffee.com/take1tech. It's my one on my site that I need to fix. But anyway. So I went through and added in, though, all of my Amazon affiliate links by doing a find and replace. I just found what was my sort of standard stock bit of text that I had at the end of all my descriptions, and then I replaced it with that, plus all of these links for like the gear that I use and all that sort of stuff. And basically, I just saw such a massive uptick in the number of clicks I had through to my Amazon affiliates. It went up by like 10%, it went by 10 times. And I was getting a much higher commission level on a monthly basis from my Amazon affiliates, and it really sort of paid for TubeBuddy Legend, like in that month when I sort of switched it on. So I was really happy with it. That was the first thing that made me really like TubeBuddy Legend. So I knew about find and replace. But what you can also do with it is you can also do this one, insert text after or insert text before, or append or prepend. So you can add something to the end of the description or the beginning of the description. And this is something that I did this week because I wanted to add in information about my Ecamm Live Masterclass. And I wanted it to be, I've got 70, 75 or 76 or something videos on Ecamm Live on my channel, all in my Ecamm Live playlist. So there is loads of videos there that are about Ecamm Live that are still getting people watching them. And so I thought, well, wouldn't it be great if at the top of all of those descriptions, I could have a little link to my masterclass telling them about the offer code that I've got for it as well. And so I was able to go here and just say prepend. Actually, it's called insert text at beginning of description. And so then you can just add the text in here. There we go, prepend text. And once you've done that, if you just click continue, then what you've got here is you can either just say only load my most recent 50 videos, or you can have a list of video IDs that you specify. So if you have got a specific list of videos, you can actually upload those, or all videos within one of my playlists. And then you can click in here and it will just pull up all of your different playlists. So if I click on that one, you can see it's just bringing up the playlist. So I just clicked on my Ecamm Live playlist, and then you can also search for a list of videos that match search phrases. So that would be another way to find them. But then you'd click continue. It would tell you how many videos you've got, and then it would just go through. In fact, let me just click continue. I'm not going to actually commit this, but there you go. So you'll see now it's searching for how many videos I've got in that playlist. And there you go. It's actually 84, 84 Ecamm Live videos. This is a general tech channel, but 84 of my videos have been in my Ecamm Live playlist. So there you go. And what it'll do is, as soon as you've got it identified the videos that you're going to append this text to, you just click on continue, and it'll go away and just work its way through it, adding in all this text. This would have taken me an absolute age to go through and do manually one by one, but it just went and put in all of these links. And I've definitely been getting links from people who have found it from, I've definitely been getting sales, I should say, of the course from people who have found it from my existing videos and stuff like that. So it's definitely, this has paid for itself once again, if it hadn't already with my Amazon affiliate update that I did. And by the way, if there's any that it can't add in the text to because you're up to the limit, so there's a 5,000 character limit in Ecamm Live, in in the description, I should say, of YouTube when you're adding in your descriptions. So if it does reach that limit where it can't actually add in all of the text, it will just give you a list at the end of all of the video IDs where it couldn't actually add it in. So then you could just go in and manually do it. So I think out of the 84, I think there were like 6 or something that I had to just go and manually add the text in. But now at the beginning of all of my videos, I've basically got a little thing telling everyone about my Ecamm Live Masterclass, which would seem a good point for me to actually tell you about it. So here we are with the Ecamm Live Masterclass. It is now live and has been for I think 2 weeks now, something like that. And so let me just come over and actually show you what it looks like. So once you join, you get access to, it's 126 at the moment. I'm still uploading more videos, and after talking with Katie and the team at Ecamm, I've decided to add in a whole sort of support section as well. So it's like common questions and stuff like that. So I'm in the process of just creating a whole section of videos that are just for that. So troubleshooting common problems that people have with Ecamm and, or, you know, issues that they may come across. So I'll be adding in all those videos. But yeah, it's all just broken down into sections. So we've got things covering the basics of Ecamm Live, and in there, that's actually a massive section in itself. So within here, we've got subsections. So once you come into here, we've got a whole section on overlays. All of these are different videos, and this is not repurposed content, by the way. I just had a busy couple of weeks cranking out all of this new content. So it's all totally up to date as well, and there's downloads associated with it and all that sort of stuff. And there's also $150 worth of bonuses, so discount codes, icon packs, various different things like that, that comes to $150 in value. The Ecamm Live Masterclass is $147, so basically you're $3 up. And also you can get 25% off by using the offer code LIVEMARCH throughout March, and you just get instant access to it. It's all online, learn at your own pace. Just come into any of these, you'll see the videos come up, and then you can just sort of work your way through them. This one on animated overlays. If there's any downloads associated with it, you'll see that over there as well. And it is a total Ecamm Live masterclass, and it is your online resource for Ecamm Live as well. The other thing about it is lifetime membership, and so it's just a one-off payment, and you'll have lifetime access to it, and I will be continually updating it as new versions of Ecamm come out. I'll always be updating the videos, so you will have all the latest information of whatever all of the new features are. So definitely head over and try that out, Ecamm Live Masterclass, if you want to take a look at that. And also, if you know anyone else who might be interested in it or might benefit from it, then I've also got an affiliate program. You can get that from my website, and it's also over here. If I just activate my Pro Mouse again, there it is. Click on the affiliate button at the top of my website, takeonetech.io, and that'll take you to the login. But then you can just, if you haven't already signed up, you can sign up to be an affiliate. And by the way, I have already had affiliate sales, so sales from my affiliates. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I give out 30% of any sales of my courses. So all you need to do is just enter your name, email address, create a password, and then enter the PayPal email that you want your payouts sent to, and that's it. Sign up, and then there'll be links in there for, you know, sharing out the course and things like that. So you don't actually have to have done the course yourself necessarily to share it. If you just have watched my content on YouTube, it's all the same sort of stuff as that, just in a much more organized and structured approach. So if you know someone who would benefit from my teaching style, then that affiliate is definitely a thing to consider. And why not recommend somebody to use Ecamm Live with your own Ecamm Live affiliate link, and then recommend my course and get an affiliate link for that too. So you get 2 sets of affiliate commission. In any case, that is all I want to say about my course, but definitely go and check that out. By the way, when you do sign up to the course, although it is all pre-recorded, you'll get access to a specific space on my Discord server that is all about the course. So if you're not already on the Discord, then you can join that at takeonetech.io/Discord. And then that's just for general stuff about that I'm covering on the channel. If you've got any ideas for videos that you want to see, or if you've got any questions or things like that, I want to have a more meaningful conversation than we can have in the comments, because YouTube comments are a little bit lacking from the creator's side. I see all the comments that come in when they first come in, but as soon as I reply to a comment, it almost gets sort of lost. So it's very difficult to keep up with the the chain of the conversation, whereas over on Discord it can be a lot more organized. So definitely head over to there. And by the way, if you're not sure about Discord, don't worry, head over to that link, join the Discord server, and in the information button, you'll find a link to a great resource for all things Discord, which is Discord for Creators. So you'll find that once you join my Discord. So if there's anything you need to know about it, you will find everything you need over there too. So next, I want to talk about another feature that is the last one that I'm going to talk about, that is the star and the legend level. But this one is cross-posting to Facebook, and I do actually use this one because I don't do any restreaming to Facebook. However, what I do is I do cross-post my videos to Facebook. And so what you can do is when you come over to any of these videos, you can come down here and click on next to TubeBuddy. Whoops. There we go. And you can see here, this one, published to Facebook. And this is actually good because it publishes it natively to Facebook. It's not just the same as getting a link to your video and going and posting that over on Facebook. When you click on this one, it will pull out your title and it will pull out your description and it will pull out your thumbnail. But then it will just ask you to go and find the original file, because obviously there may have been some degradation in YouTube. So here you just click on choose file. It will pop up a little finder window for you to go and actually find the file, just like that. And then it will, you click on publish to Facebook, and then it will upload that as a native video to Facebook. So I do that with some of my my videos. So that one is only if you're on the star level or legend level. There's also another one here. I'm just thinking, is this the same or is this for a different level? This might be for everyone actually, but share on Twitter is another good one, because what it will do is it will actually pull in this sort of stock text, but you can then just go and edit it and write your own tweet. And so I used to do sort of automated cross-posting where it would just take, you know, the latest video, take the title, and then it would post it to Twitter. But then you end up with a Twitter feed that's just got loads of sort of videos like, hey, check out my latest video, check out my latest video. And it just gets a little bit tired, and it's not really, you know, you just see that it's automated really. Whereas here, you are able to actually give some context to it and write your own content rather than just it be, you know, the title or whatever. But then you're posting it from here. So it's still all done within YouTube Studio. So that's a great little thing about TubeBuddy, is you can do so much from within here and it's saving you that much time. So this is where I think about it, is how much time is it actually saving me? And short answer is it's saved me a hell of a lot of time. So that's why I'm quite keen on it. And as I say, spoiler alert, yes, I feel it like it is worth all of the money that it costs for the different levels. So let's just quickly have a little look at where we're at, because so I've covered off the pro level, and what we've been looking at now is star level basically. So what we're going to move on to now is all the things that are basically this legend only level. So you can see that you get quite a lot of these little ticks for even the star level, but there's a few that are legend only. Before I get into that though, I've been neglecting the comments, so I just want to have a little check to see where we are up to with it. And hey Dina, great to see you. Let's have a little look. Tags still relevant for yeah, so I think yeah, you were ahead of me there, or I was ahead of whichever one it was, but yeah, they're not as relevant as I used to think. I used to put a bit too much thought into those, I think. So yeah, I mean, I always thought of pinned comments as being like, yeah, you're going to pin some relevant comment in the from the list of comments, but yeah, Nick Nimin was saying about, look at that, Nick, as if I know him. Although he does live in Thailand, actually. He's in Chiang Mai, so still northwest, and I'm northeast. Yeah, it made perfect sense when I saw this sort of laid out, that, you know, you can have the sort of calls to action in there, and it's just another place for people to actually see something that's relevant to the video that you want to put up. And often as well, the way that I still need to do this actually for a lot of my videos, but sometimes I make my videos and then I'll realize there's some issue, or, you know, if there is some things that are outdated, like that 4.5 hour YouTube tutorial that I did, well, some of that is out of, it's not relevant. There's no need for me to be telling people to go into Keynote to make overlays for Ecamm anymore. So I could have a pinned comment in there which says, you know, some of this is not relevant, go and check out my course, for example, or at least just listing the bits that are no longer relevant. So yeah, definitely some interesting uses for pinned comments, which is, I just wasn't doing before. I always just thought, yeah, it's for pinning other people's comments. But there we go. Hey, Caleb, great to see you here. And let's have a little look. I thought you might. I thought that might help. Let me just stick that up again. There we go. Oopsie daisy, it's come up behind your comment. Hang on a minute. I'm pressing the wrong foot pedals now. That's what I need to do. Yeah, and it's disappeared. takeonetech.io/Discord. I think there is a massive crowd in there. There is something like 500, 600. No, I think it's about 10 people. So I'm definitely looking to build that. So anybody who is likes what I'm creating on the channel, then that is the place to be, and that's the place where I'm going to be to sort of answer questions and stuff like that as we get more people in there. And yeah, it's going to be the hub for the online courses. Are all obviously on online on my website, but I will use Discord as the place for the conversations around them, and so you get that sort of element of being with other people who are on that journey as well. And let's have a look. So yeah, thank you. I can't thank you enough, Keely, for turning me on to Discord, and everyone else in our community, in Doc's community, I should say. I know you had to drag us kicking and screaming, but once we were there, we were all very happy about it. Let's have a little look. And you definitely are. You should definitely have something, Orbs. Definitely have a. You should definitely have a Discord of your own, I'm sure, Orbs. So where are we up to? So, well, let's have a look then, shall we, at some of these legend level features. I'll be honest with you, I was thinking the find and replace. That is a massive one for me. And I'd always got it into my head that was legend, but it's actually at the star level. So, yeah, let me just quickly recap the prices. Because these have gone down. I still don't know quite why, but definitely jump on this in case they go back up. As I say, I'm paying $49 a month for legend level, and it's $26.50 at the moment if you're paying monthly, and it's $11.50 for star level. I mean, $11.50 for star level, and you get all of that find and replace and stuff like that. Obviously, if you're just playing with a YouTube channel and it's like a little hobby or something, this may be an unnecessary expense, although I'd still argue that the amount of time it can save you is still time, isn't it? It's not like, a massive business expense. This is still going to actually save you physical time. So even if it's just a hobby, it's saved time that you could be doing something else with. So time is time, whether it's a business or not. So let's have a look, though, at some of these legend features, though. Where's my little slides gone? These have come in surprising order so far. So the click magnet. Now this is something that I have used and I have looked into, and I find it quite interesting and useful, but that's just because I'm a sort of stats geek. Let's have a little look up here. So where we've got the little TubeBuddy icon at the top. By the way, I didn't mention this earlier. They have also this sort of top area here. These are actually just shortcuts to different sections of the YouTube interface. So if you want to go over to your playlists, for example, you've got them over here in the menus, but sometimes you have to go through several menus to get to what you want to get to. So TubeBuddy have also got this thing here, like quick links basically to get back to your videos, live streams, playlists and things like that. So you can actually just jump to your live streams or your videos and things like that. So that's just another little part of the TubeBuddy interface, is actually shortcuts within the YouTube interface. You've then got extension tools here. So these are some different things, and this is the one that we're going to look at. We saw the Keyword Explorer, that one you get to all levels of TubeBuddy, but this is the one that I want to look at here, which is this click magnet. And you click on this one, and it's going to load up, and you've got basically 4 different things that you can go in to do with this. I've talked about this one several times, I'm quite sure. I know that I've talked about it on previous live streams, but the one that I find interesting, well, there's 2 of them actually, are these element inspector and click-through opportunities, but I'll click on this one as well. Power rankings. So this is telling you which of your videos are doing well and ranking them. So you can see here the metrics, whether it's in the 90th, 80th, 70th percentile and so on. And you can also look at by traffic sources. So which ones are performing well in YouTube search compared to suggested videos compared to browse features. So when you're looking at your YouTube analytics, it will split them down into that. So you understand where your traffic is coming from. So I could say, well, which ones are doing well in YouTube search? And then it would have a slightly different list to which ones are doing well in suggested videos. Those might be completely different. And it's giving you here what are the metrics. So the click-through rate, the watch time, that's the total watch time on the video, and the number of clicks. And you can see some information about obviously the thumbnail and the title and stuff like that. And so this is the overall strength relative to other videos that are in your list. So this is top performing videos in suggested videos. And if you're trying to better the suggested videos, focus on making similar videos to the top ranking videos here. So this is the point of this, is you're going to look at what you've got in here and see like what could you do that is more like this. Obviously these ones down here I've got very low. I noticed that there's a bit of a discrepancy here. I wish that you could separate between shorts and regular videos, because all of these ones down here I know, because they say shorts on them, because I put that on the thumbnail, pretty much all of these ones at the bottom are shorts, and so that's part of the reason why they've got, I guess, a different sort of retention rate, different watch time and all of that sort of stuff. So it would be nice to see here a split between the shorts and the regular videos, although that goes for the YouTube itself, to be honest. It would be nice to be able to get analytics based on those things. They're not always good. You can split it in some places but not in all of them. So that is the power rankings, but I like these ones, the element inspector and click-through rating. First of all, this one is thumbnails. I just still find this fascinating. So it's basically analyzing the thumbnails in terms of which ones have got your faces in them and the expressions you've got. So here you can see all of my videos have got my face in the thumbnails. I definitely should be doing more to test these sorts of things. I'll be talking about split testing later, by the way, but definitely should be testing this out more. Try some thumbnails that just don't have my face on them. Next is emotions. So these are which videos are getting the most traction based on the emotions. And Google is just figuring out whether you are happy, sad, surprised, calm, angry, confused, disgusted, mixed. I don't really do disgusted and angry in my thumbnails. Maybe I should try and see what happens. Sad, but there you go. Surprisingly, it always used to be, for me, surprised face was the best. But now it seems that people are liking a more calm Alec. So I must try looking more calm in my video thumbnails. But it's just interesting what these emotions are. And that's why, you know, people are always talking about YouTube face and people go, like in their video thumbnails and stuff like that. It actually does make a difference. And you can also look at the size of the face as well. So whether it's like close up, far away, or whether you've got mixed face sizes or different, you know, multiple faces in the thumbnail and things like that as well. And then you've got also text versus no text. All of mine have got text in, words in titles. So this is looking at the words that you've got in your actual in your titles and in your thumbnails as well. So things like that's why when I'm talking about, you know, Ecamm Live new features, there's the new version's always going to have new features in it, but new always does come up quite high in these things. So and this is obviously going to be driven by the titles that you've actually got. So if you are actually always using these words, then that's maybe going to skew it a little bit. So that's just something to bear in mind. It's not going to tell you any words that aren't in your titles. This is just literally looking at the words that you've got and telling you which ones are performing well, basically. So I do find that quite an interesting thing, that element inspector. Next is click-through rate opportunities. This one I do find interesting. This is looking at videos that have got a it's click-through rate opportunities, because it's looking where you've got a video that's got a low click-through rate, but of the people that have watched the video, it's had a high engagement. So once people actually start watching the video, it has a high engagement, but there's just not as many people going through to it. So this one here, my complete studio build video, apparently has got a really high opportunity for improvement, because basically the click-through rate is only 2.2%, but it has good engagement once people are actually on it. So that's what they mean when they say it's the high opportunity. You might have some where it's got a 2.2 click-through rate. Hey, look at that. My Pro Mouse has just suddenly gone all pill-shaped instead of round. Wonder how that happened. Don't know. So we might get some where they got a 2.2 click-through rate, but nobody liked the video anyway, so you don't really want to be driving more traffic to it. So I thought that was quite an interesting way to sort of approach this, or sort of display this information. So that is the click-through rate opportunities. I've definitely used that one to go and try and optimize some of my videos. By the way, I use this one when I'll come on to my split testing a bit later, because I've got some results in from the split test that I ran rather. So I was looking here for videos where there was a low click-through rate but high potential for improvement. And in fact, these ones where you've got this sort of my sort of new style thumbnail, or these ones at least, that's where I'd done a find and replace on those. So I think on at least some of these, where I've done the split test and then I've actually replaced the thumbnail based on that split test. So that is, I think that was the last one. Oh no, there was one more. Beg your pardon. Click magnet. I shut it down a little bit too soon. Let me go back. There's also this advanced analytics, and this one is telling you the number of clicks that you've got on the clicks to impressions. So 336 clicks out of 6,880 impressions. This is the views and clicks to views, I should say. And then we've also got here the average duration that people watch the video for in time and in percent. And then you've also got the watch time. Let me have a little look. Watch time per, I can't just figure out what that's saying there. Watch time per eye. Not sure what that means actually. And total watch time. I get that one. I'm not sure what that. Oh, watch time per impression maybe. I get it. Yeah, right. So that's the number of impressions divided by the watch time. And then you've got the overall click-through rate, and then this power ranking, which is basically how high the video is ranking. And so number one, that one about that folding keyboard. It is a great keyboard, that is. I hope a lot of more people find that. I had spent a long time searching for folding keyboards, and yeah, it took me a long time to find that one. I'll just mention it again because it's worthy of a mention. This one, the iClever folding keyboard, and there is actually Pluggable make one exactly the same. So this is just, I guess, a generic version, and Pluggable have also got the same one and just branded it. But yeah, it's a great little folding keyboard. So that one seems to be power rank number one video. I'll have to dig into that and understand a little bit more about that as to why exactly that is. But once again, with this, if I come back to it, you can also change the time frame. So looking at what's doing best in your last 24 hours, 48 hours, 7 days, and so on. So you can really drill down and do some much higher level of sort of analysis and interrogation of the data in here than you can in the regular YouTube Studio. So that is the click magnet, and I do really like that one. Let me have a little look what else we're looking at next, which is competitor analysis. Now, this is one that I don't really use at all because, to be honest, I don't really think of having competitors. My competitor is myself and my self-discipline or lack of it when it comes to posting. More of that later. But if I come over to the competitor analysis, basically what we've been looking at so far is stuff that's in the YouTube Studio, and it's all sort of built, comes across as built into YouTube Studio. Excuse me for a moment there. I have a cup of tea. But there is a whole load of other features of TubeBuddy that you access via the web interface. So if I come over to that now we're on the website, and here you've got this is once you're logged into TubeBuddy, you've got all of these different things down here, and there's this one, competitor analysis. And what you do is you basically click on add, you add the YouTube channel of your competitor, and then I'll tell you what, let me just stick Doc in. He's not my competitor, he's my he's my coach and savior. But if I was to just add their channel in, this is the way that it works. Basically, you put in a competitor, and then it's going to think about that. I don't even know if that is his URL, in fact. Let's see if it's going to do anything there. It's just thinking about that. But anyway, basically you add in competition, channels that you would see as your competitors, and then it will tell you things about how you're performing compared to how they're performing. That doesn't look like it's going to work. I've probably got the wrong channel. But anyway, that's the way that works. You've then got this scorecard feature, which is once you've got your competitors, it's going to tell you how you are doing relative to each other. That, by the way, is something else about TubeBuddy, is if you do go to somebody's channel in YouTube, you'll see a little box that pops up telling you about the health of their channel and how it compares to yours in terms of views and uploads and all that sort of stuff. But this is how you can just do that specifically for, I don't know if there's a limit on it. Like I say, I'm not really I'm not really digging into the competition, as you can see. But that is just another feature that you get with the with Legend level. You also get this other thing, which is again part of the web interface. And incidentally, this was something that Eileen mentioned in the Discord. Look at that for a segue. So to join the conversation, take1tech.io/Discord. But she was talking about this retention analyzer, and I've got to confess, I just didn't even realize it was there. So let's have a little look at exactly what it is, because it is on the web interface. I think that's probably the reason why I missed it, actually, because it's all the stuff that's built into the studio. It's right there in front of you. But the retention analyzer is a little bit similar to something that we've just looked at on that click magnet, but it's a bit different. And if I just zoom out a little bit, because this table's a bit weird, it seems like all the columns and rows line up if I zoom out like that, but that's probably a little bit small. But basically what this is doing is it's got all of your videos, it's telling you the publish date, the duration, and then what it's got is at different time intervals into the video, what is the retention like. So you've got like 83% for this video, 10 seconds in, and by the time you get to a minute in, there's 70% of people are still there. By the time you get halfway in, only 53 people are still there, and at the actual end screen, there's 21% of people there. So this is quite interesting to be able to have a look at. One of the, look at this, 3% are at my end screen, but 15% are at half. These videos here are probably the ones where I did that massive long goodbye of 2 minutes before I actually got to trying to get people to click on anything else. But that's pretty atrocious, really, isn't it? 3% are there at the end screens. And if you are trying to get people to click through to watch your next video, which is what we should be doing, then that's a pretty low amount there. Whereas this one, I suppose, you see, this is another case of these ones in red here are all shorts. So 74% of people managed to stick it out for a minute. Well, that's quite good, isn't it? But it's not like a 30-minute video. It would be nice to be able to split this out, to split out the shorts from the regular videos. So yeah. But there you can see some of these longer videos and the amount of people that are still there just when the end screens come on. So wanting to get these numbers up because you want people to click through to your next video, then there is something to be gleaned from this. Eileen's comment in Discord was that she's got such a massive back catalogue of videos that it was difficult to use this for anything meaningful because you couldn't sort of segment it down really into, it'd be nice to be able to, you can change a few things. You can change it between uploads and live streams, for example. You can do the length. I suppose I could cut out, having just moaned about not being able to get rid of the shorts. What I could do is I could say I want videos between, because all of my videos are either, 5 minutes to an hour, or they are shorts. So that has now actually solve my problem for me. There you go. I've just troubleshooted my old my own problem there, and now it has eliminated those shorts. So I should have held off on the complaining until I'd read that little bit there. And then you've also got the retention analysis by time, but also by percent as well. So here it's a very similar thing. It's a bit of a strange wrapping of this at the moment because I'm sort of zoomed in. I'm trying to make it small enough that you can see. But basically this is telling you the time at which you had these sort of like 10% lost, 25% lost, and so on. So that is the retention analyzer. This isn't one that I've used a huge amount. I do use the retention analyzer that you've got in YouTube Studio itself on a sort of video by video basis. So for example, if I come into my live streams and then I look at one of my more recent ones, so say this one, and then I will come into analytics for that video, and then I'll look at engagement, and the audience retention is here. So you can see this drop off. It's dropping to like 45%, and people have actually skipped forward to this particular point. Now, this might be one where I didn't chop off the beginning, but certainly on my regular videos, so you get this sort of drop off, and then people have obviously skipped forward to the next level. So that's why it sort of goes down here, but then it goes up again. That's because people are sort of skipping to that particular timestamp. But certainly in my regular videos as well, where I'm now not using my my intros, so I don't have that little Take One Tech animated intro that I used to use. Now, if I come into some of these, let's say this one, then you can have a look at the retention here. This isn't TubeBuddy, by the way. This is just the regular one, the YouTube one. Come into engagement, and then audience retention. So here you go. It's like 60% have got past my little intro and just skipped forward to the first bit, and that's 63%. That's a lot higher than I used to be getting when I was having my title sequence and all that sort of stuff. You know, people just, it was just a place for people to turn off. So I have been more conscious about doing this. So I've been going in and looking at them on an individual basis, but basically that TubeBuddy tool allows you to just have a look at this like on a massive scale, and then find, you know, maybe the videos that are working better. And that's also another place where if you find that there's a video, like if I was to come back into the retention analysis and then go to time, and then let's say search for one here where we've got like a really high number at 30 seconds in. So these ones have got really high numbers of people. In fact, no, we want the opposite of that. We want it where it's a low number. These are where we've got big drop-offs. Then these would be candidates to go in and actually add in those cards to actually link people out to other stuff. So if you've seen that there's a big drop-off coming at a certain point where people have lost interest, maybe rather than them clicking out to somebody else's content, maybe putting in a card to some other piece of your own content might be better there. So that is the retention analyzer. Next one is an interesting one, comment export. Now, this is the one that I haven't really used, but I can see how it could be useful. If you were wanting to get lots of feedback and, you know, saying leave your ideas in the comments. Obviously now I'd be directing people to my Discord for this sort of thing. But if you were wanting to, you know, say, oh, let me know what you want to see about X, Y, and Z, or other videos you want me to make, whatever it happens to be, if you've got a load of useful comments that people have come in, that have come in, then you can export the comments. And so this one we do, once again, this is specific to a video. So anything where it's going to be specific to a video, then you can come over here and you've got this export comments. And then that's basically going to export to a CSV. I'm not going to click on this, but it just says there. It will export to up to 1,000 comments. I rarely get that many comments. When I say rarely, never. So at the moment, it can export up to 1,000 comments, and it'll export it to a CSV. And then you can just download that. So that's a great way to capture if there's loads of interesting stuff that's going on in the comments that you want to capture. There's a few others in there as well, by the way. So there is also this one, pick a winner. So if you have said to people, comment down below, like if you're running a competition or something, and you say comment down below with the word, you know, whatever it is, I could run a competition for, you know, win a free Ecamm Live Masterclass or something like that, and have a thing that you just got to enter in the comments and then pick a random winner from anyone who's used that in their comments. So that was just an interesting thing that you've got in there as well. I'm not sure that that is that particular one is a legend level or not. It wasn't actually listed in the sort of feature list, so I'm not sure about that one. So that was exporting comments. The next one, split testing. And this is another one that lives over on the website. By the way, when I say it's over on the website, you can access it from here though. So you'll notice that in the TubeBuddy interface, these are all the ones that are extension tools like the SEO Studio, Keyword Explorer, Topic Planner, which is one I haven't mentioned. You get that in all levels. That's just a place where you can capture ideas for videos. I've got other ways to do that, so I don't really use that at all. Best time to publish, you can get a shortcut to that there. Click magnet, we've talked about. Tag list, we've talked about. But you've got this down here, website tools. And if you click on this one, this is where you can get access to the competitor analysis that I was talking about. Brand alerts, retention analyzer, backup and export. That's available on everything. You can just back up and export all of your videos out of YouTube if you haven't got them somewhere else, or if you've had a catastrophic incident and lost all of your personal copies of all of these, you can actually back them up from YouTube using this as well. Canned responses is enabling you to just add in canned responses into comments. So when you're replying to comments, you'll see that you get the option to add in pre-written TubeBuddy things. I would use Text Expander for that if I was going to do it, although I tend to just actually type the responses. I feel cheating if I use Text Expander for responding to people's comments, but there you go. But what I want to talk about is this one, and this is going to be one of the last ones, or the last thing that I talk about in terms of the features before we move on to something else. But this is the A/B tests, and if you click on this, it will take you over to the web interface once again, and here you can create an A/B test at the top. And when you do this, it's going to say which video would you like to run the test on, and you can select a recent video, so you can just pick a recent video, or you can actually search for the video that you want in the search box. Then it's going to ask you, let's just do this one, shall we? Let's take this particular video. Then it's going to say what type of A/B test would you like to run. And the options you've got, let me just zoom out, that makes it a bit easier for you this time. So that's pick the video. The A/B testing that I can run is either a thumbnail click-through rate test or a metadata test. So that is where you're going to be testing the thumbnail, the title, the tags, and or description, all in a single test. Thing about this is, test one thing at a time. So don't go and suddenly change like your thumbnail, your title, your description, and everything about the video, and be able to understand, what is actually causing the test. Because as you'll see, when I reveal the results of the test that I've just been running, the results may surprise you a little bit. So definitely testing one thing at a time is going to help you to evaluate exactly what is causing the, what is giving you the benefit, or if it goes the other way, what is hampering your click-through rates. So once you've done that, you click on, say I want to do a thumbnail test, click on this. You can set the number of days that you want to run it for. And then it's basically just going to be running this test, trying, both of these, variations. And then at the end of the time, it will tell you. So if I click on continue here, here we've got the original thumbnail. And if I was to click on here, just choose a file, I could upload a new thumbnail. I'm not going to do this. But then you just click on start test. That's it. The test is then running. So what I want to do is, if I come back out of here a minute, cancel. What we've got here is a series of tests that I've been running because I recently kind of had a bit of a redesign or a refresh. It's not a total redesign, as you can see. They're pretty damn similar. But these are my my thumbnails that I had a bit of a change in approach to. And these are the results. And what you can see is, on the left-hand side, we've got the original. And on the right-hand side, we've got the updated version. All I changed in here was the thumbnail. And then it's giving me the click-through rate of each. By the way, this one was a video that I did about Downy, which is for downloading videos from YouTube or from any website. So it just sits as a plugin in Safari web browser. You can get this as part of Setup. So Setup is I should really just tell you, shouldn't I? Setup is a subscription service that allows you to get access to over 200 great utility apps for just one low monthly price. And you can try it out for free for a week and try out any of these apps. And if you use my code takeonetech.io/setup, then you'll get the free trial just like everyone else. But if you sign up, then you will get a free month and I will get a free month too. That is how their affiliate program works. But it's got loads of great little apps that are really helpful for all sorts of things. I've got a whole playlist on my my YouTube channel about setup apps because I use so many of them. But one of those is this app called Downy. And Downy is, as I say, it's something that sits in your menu bar and it allows you to download any video. So if you come to a YouTube channel, for example, the button's just there, you can download the video. The reason why I'm talking about this specifically now is because I was quite surprised to learn that the click-through rate on this particular video was 10.82% to be precise, and the title there, download internet videos, easily download video from almost any website. And then I tried it with this other thumbnail, and this other thumbnail was actually 11.37%. For me, I don't know about anybody else's click-through rate, but for me, that click-through rate is like over double what I normally get. If 3%, 4% is about normal for me. I mean, you can see if we just scroll down here, some of these are, 3%, 4%, 5%, in that sort of range. I don't really get many that are over the 3 or 4 or 5. So to see this one video that's got 8, 10 or 11 or 12. So any tech YouTubers out there looking for something which seems to grab attention, downloading video from the internet seems to have worked in this case. So that just surprised me. But what you can see here, though, the crucial part was the click-through rate here, 10.82% versus 11.37. Now, it's easy to look at that and think, all right, well, that's like it's not quite a 1% increase. It's gone from 10.8 to 11.3. Well, that's wrong. Because that one is actually, here it tells you more specifically, the variation, the new variation was 5.1% better than the original. So when you are trying to get more people to view your videos, to click on your links, to watch to the end, to click on other stuff, it's about the, obviously the number of people that you can get to watch them. And so here, you're not getting just a 1% increase. You're actually getting 5% more people are clicking through because of the thumbnail to watch this video. So that's just something to bear in mind when you're looking at these numbers. The critical one is over here. It's this one that tells you actually how much better or worse it was. And one of these case in points was this next one, because I'd got it into my head personally that what I'd created here in terms of this sort of new look and slight tweak to the style, I felt that looked better than the original. Obviously, you wouldn't make something if you didn't think it looked better yourself. But what we're going to see here is the power of split testing to really kind of like put this to the test, and don't just think that something looks good to you. And so, I'm just going to change all of my thumbnails over. It's definitely better to test these out. And the case in point is the very next one. So here we've got total zoom control, which was all about my Stream Deck zoom profile and icon pack. And this one had a click-through rate of 4.15, whereas the variation here, which was in the same style as this new one, which seemed to perform better on that particular video, but for some reason on this one, now I probably did something a little bit naughty here, because I did change the look of it, but I also changed the, here you can see this says total zoom control, whereas this one says total control and zoom is down here. So that might be the issue there. But this one's only 3.5%. And as you can see, the original was 18.2% higher. So just because the style works on one, it doesn't mean that it's going to work on another. And in fact, this was another one, look. This is one of my oldest videos, and Shure MV7 review. There's the original thumbnail. And this is what I changed it to, Shure MV7 review. And I thought, well, surely that stands out more, doesn't it, than that? That's what I thought in my my little brain. My little brain told me that this one was going to do a lot better. But check this out, 5.5% versus 2%. So that is like, I would class that as one of my better performing in terms of click-through rates, whereas that is just absolute rubbish. And it tells me here the original was 186% better than that particular one. And so, yeah, these new thumbnails that I created that I thought looked better, turns out they're not actually doing that much better. In fact, the majority of them, where they're not doing better, they're actually doing significantly worse. So there you go. That's a little learning point. This one's done slightly better. I put this down to my really crappy title that I'd got there, where I was trying to be funny to myself. But this one was a lot more snappy. Best folding keyboard. Job done. That tells people what it is, rather than this little thing, which was a play on the name that nobody had ever heard of anyway. Who's heard of the famous tech company iClever? Not many people. So you can't really do a play on words on something that some people have never heard of. So that one was an improvement. This one, I've got to figure out what's going on with this one, because this is my studio build, and the original one was me pointing, going, ooh, at studio build. And this one, the addition was complete studio build. But either way, 1.4% versus 1.83. Okay, I've improved on it a little bit, but there is a massive scope for improvement with this video and this whole thumbnail. So I've got to rethink that one, probably rethinking the title and stuff like that. That will be something else to do. But yeah, you can see, so it's like the one in green is the one which is doing better versus the one in grey is the worst. So you can see that sometimes the old one's better, sometimes the new one's better. By the way, once you've run a split test, it will just default to going to, or it'll at least, the ones that where it is the original is the winner, if you like, it will just leave them. The ones where the split test is better, it will ask you, do you want to change over to that thumbnail? And it will just switch the thumbnail for you, and then it'll only be running that one from now. So all of the split tests here that I'm showing you are actually totally complete now. So what I need to do is do more testing, test out some other changes to the thumbnails. Those ones where the new thumbnail was no good, maybe try some other variations there, and also try the titles and descriptions and stuff like that as well. So that was the last particular feature that I wanted to talk about with the TubeBuddy, and specifically with the TubeBuddy Legend level. So if you haven't tried it already, definitely head over to takeonetech.io/TubeBuddy, and for however long this is going to last, I will let you know once I find out from TubeBuddy if this is a temporary pricing or not. So this one is the $26.50 is for Legend. Most of the things I've talked about today, the find and replace and stuff like that, you can get in the star level anyway. It's only the sort of last things that I've talked about that are this higher level, but definitely check those out. Let me say then, so to answer the thumbnail teaser question, which I think I've pretty much answered, is it worth it? I certainly think it is. It can save you a hell of a lot of time. So let me come and just check in on these comments, because once again, been neglecting everybody. Let's have a little look. Saw the stream today. Which one was that, I wonder? I'm not sure which stream you're talking about there. Is that with Keely? I saw, by the way, you on forgetting the name now. Why am I forgetting the name? Miss TubeBuddy. I forget her name now. But anyway, I saw you on her stream. Why is that name just escaping me? I thought you did excellent on there, Keely. So great work. Keyword thumbnail worth trying. New text on old design for the A/B test. Exactly what I was planning on doing, because there was a few of them where I was a bit naughty really, because I did change two different things. So I need to definitely go and do that. Thanks for the tip there. Definitely will try that. I think a photo would be good actually for the studio. The reason all of my thumbnails have got this same look because of my idea of wanting to minimize the friction in doing all this. So I don't ever tend to sort of switch up the photos on my actual thumbnails, but I probably should try and do that more. And I am being a bit more conscious about devoting a little bit more time to my YouTube stuff, whereas before I always just had this 2 hours in the morning where I would sort of wake up, make a video, put the video out, do the thumbnail, and so it was all really kind of as quick as I could make it. And so the thumbnails are just a Photoshop template where I go in and just change the text basically. And so I'm not really doing anything clever in terms of, like adding in product shots or stuff like that. I mean, I do grab like an image of a Stream Deck or something and put that in if it's related to Stream Deck and stuff like that. But I could be a little bit more creative, and so I'm trying to dedicate a little bit more time to all of the content creation. Most people are not actually seeing this at the moment, because on the channel at least, because the last few weeks, in fact, really for this month, it's just all gone into videos for the Shelley saved the day. How could I forget Shelley? That's it. I'm just looking ahead. That's who it was. I don't know why I couldn't remember her name for a moment there, but so yeah, I'm dedicating a bit more time to my YouTube stuff, and but it's all going into the Ecamm Masterclass, or that's where it's been this past couple of weeks, and I'm now wrapping up all of the final bit of my of my Zoom Masterclass, which everyone has been waiting so patiently for, which I'm now a financial quarter behind with, because I had originally said 1st of January, but then other work just got in the way of all of that. But now I've got some dedicated focus time, so that should be out very soon. But then after that, I'll be getting back to my regular content on my channel, because although I've been focused on content creation, it's all been going into this this course stuff, and I definitely don't have plans to, slow down on the channel just to put stuff behind a paywall. So I'm still aiming for my goal of 365 videos in the year. It's just going to mean that between now and March, I'm going to be putting 2 or 3 videos out a day. After I've got this final course things sorted with Zoom, then I will be just cranking out videos for the channel again, because as I say, I'm devoting a substantial amount more time to this now to just get things moving and picking up a little bit of steam. So yeah, definitely should go and have a look at to come back to your point there. I digress once again. This is the problem, you see, when I'm not following my notes, I go off. I go off. So let's have a little look. You see, nobody's counting. About the for the yeah, for the actual the course launch. Yeah, I thought you meant about the videos there. I'm definitely counting about the videos, because that's definitely something I've got to get boxed off by the end of middle of May. In fact, my 365. So yeah, that is where I'm up to. And for the next week then, probably still not a huge number of videos coming out on the channel, because I do just want to get this course up and launched. The second one, that is. Obviously, the Ecamm Live Masterclass is up already. And definitely, if you enjoy my content and know somebody else who might benefit from the style of teaching in terms of the Masterclass, then don't forget that affiliate program that I've got. And as I add more courses, so I'll tell you about the courses that I've got. There is the Ecamm Live Masterclass, which is there already. There is the Zoom Masterclass, which is coming any day now. And then after that, I'll also be making courses specifically on Mac productivity related to automation, so things like Keyboard Maestro and stuff like that. Also a specific one related to Stream Deck, so how to use that for stuff other than just live streaming. Obviously, controlling Ecamm Live and all those sorts of things is great, but I use it predominantly day in, day out for just sort of getting stuff done. So I'll have a whole sort of video series about that as well. And then there'll be one about making online courses, because I've actually done a few separate to this as well. That's why I got into Ecamm Live whenever it was, a year ago or whatever, because I wanted a way to make one-take videos so that I could speed up my process for making other courses. So I've got courses related to, there's some related to some of my work, which is a little bit sort of niche, which I certainly won't be making available on the channel. That's all related to trading and stuff like that. So we'll be making a training program for the trading platform that I'm also developing with my partners. But then I will be making another course available on the channel, which is related to basically social media marketing and using those sorts of tools as well. And that was actually the course that I was making at the time when I went over to try Ecamm rather than editing. So I'm going to update that whole course material and make that one available as well. And so in doing so, then there'll be a section on sort of building out courses and stuff like that. So quite a lot of different things to come. So if you are an affiliate, then as I say, you can get 30% off any referrals that come. So just go to takeonetech.io and then you'll see the little affiliate button up at the top, or it is also linked in the description as well. And yeah, we've already, as I say, had some referrals come through and commissions. I suppose technically the commissions haven't gone out, they go out monthly, but still, that's all set up and running now. So if you do join that, by the way, as well, once again, you will get access to a specific area on the Discord server. Did I mention my Discord server? I'm going to be mentioning this a lot. And so there is an affiliate area in there as well. And so I'm thinking about really starting to take a leaf out of Ecamm Live's book, other affiliate programs, and really sort of embrace this whole idea of affiliates, because I definitely want to help the people who are helping me. And so that's why I'm quite happy to share 30% commission on all of the courses. But then I'm going to start thinking about having, like, I don't know, monthly giveaways for the top affiliates and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, all of that is a plan for a later day. This has been the TubeBuddy Legend experience, and I can't recommend it highly enough, because $26.50, it can, I don't know what you value your time at, but in a month, I'm sure it can save you that much of your time. So that is what I will leave you all on. And thank you very much all for coming. I'm going to keep this at just over 90 minutes. I was trying to keep it to 90 minutes, but there you go. Thank you very much. I shall see you all probably not in another video, unless you start watching some of my other videos, of course. Probably won't be making any recorded videos this week, but I'll be back with the live stream next week. By the way, about the course and that, I did my live stream last week, was all about Kajabi. And so I'll be giving an update on that in a couple of weeks to let you know my experience of actually having used it and hosting the course. And I'll also share, the process of hosting courses and how I found that in terms of getting people into them and the memberships and how they've found them and all that sort of stuff. So I'll be giving an update on that as we go forward as well. But for now, thank you once again for stopping by. It's great to see you all, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. And I'll click to my little out screen button. And my head's still too large. I didn't adjust that. But great to see you all. Have a great day. And if you're watching on the replay, check out some of these videos.